Who's buying, who's selling? Let's talk about it on Today in Mortgages. Hey, what's up, Dreammakers? Welcome back to the show. We're talking about what's real, what's hype, and what you should actually be paying attention to out there in the world of mortgage and real estate news. It's Today in Mortgage. Rich, we're back after a little bit of a hiatus. We had a Thanksgiving break, and then you've been doing some recruiting trips. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great, but it's good to be back with you, Michael.
I tell you what, and we're gearing up for the holidays. Well, we'll be off again, but we wanted to come talk to you guys out there today just about some interesting news that's happening in the mortgage and real estate industry. And Rich will come back to some of that recruiting stuff we were talking about at the end of the show. But hey, Rich, you sent me this article and I want to talk about it. It says younger Americans who bought their homes during the pandemic will be 2025's biggest sellers.
hmm
So, Rich, give me a quick view of what we're looking at here, and then we'll talk about the reasons why this might be.
Well, it's a Realtor.com article, but the survey was conducted by Bright MLS, and they surveyed a lot of homeowners. And basically the results were 1 out of 5, all homeowners will be selling in 2025.
Rich, 1 out of 5, that feels like a big number, 20%. Is that bigger or smaller than normal?
It's bigger. Well, I don't know. We have a new normal now, so it's definitely bigger than our new normal, which is good. But Michael, you go down into the data and you really look at a lot of the home buyers. 50% of all home buyers were in their 30s and 40s.
Mm.
So over the last 5 years, the median sales price has come up 37% since November of 2020. So a lot of those home buyers earlier in the process have 37% equity, so they're selling, and they're selling for a couple of reasons, which are no secrets. It's the reason everybody usually sells. It's career and it's family. That's it. So they're either getting a better job, going somewhere, they got to move somewhere, or they're having kids and need more room. Those are just like always the reason why people buy and sell homes. So here we are, our homeowners in their 30s and 40s, 28% of them will be bigger than the 1 in 20 of all homeowners, but 28% of homeowners that are 30 and 40 years old will be selling their home in 2025.
All right, Rich, I have two questions about this. First, what's going on with those boomers?
Yeah, boomers don't want to go nowhere. They got low interest rates. They've been in their houses a while, free and clear homes, or they're sitting on interest rates at 2.75. They're just I think the survey said only 6% of all boomers plan to sell. The rest are like, nah, I'm good. Which
That
is that's a big that's a big amount of people, and we really do need a lot of those boomer homes to hit the market. So it's just not happening yet.
super interesting, Rich. And the second question I had is for those younger sellers, those millennials, Gen X that are selling. Is there any data to suggest that they are going to buy up, like they're going to sell
Oh
and
yeah.
buy something new? Or are they selling to go into rentals? What's the data on that?
No, once a homeowner, you always want to be a homeowner. So they're all buying, and they just don't care about the interest rate, because the the difference in the price growth, their equity growth in their current homes, they're just going to transfer it to the new one. So either they're going to use that for, maybe they prepay their interest rates down. They could do all kinds of different things, but they're going to do it.
So, Rich, this might be pretty obvious to most people out there listening, but more people selling. What does this do to the inventory problem, and does this help us get back on track for maybe higher volume 2025 across the industry?
Yeah, well, it definitely helps with inventory, right? Because they're homeowners. So, your buyers are also sellers. So they're selling their current home and buying up. So we'll see what this presents. Maybe, some of those bought existing homes at the time and now they're buying new builds. So that would be positive. Obviously, builders are looking up, even with all the headwinds of high interest rates and possible tariffs and all the things that are happening for home builders. Still, all the headwinds, they still are feeling really good about where their industry is, because we need so many new homes.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about a lot of different factors out there in the marketplace, and it feels like several of these things are finally kind of coming to a head, or maybe coming to a breaking point where people are just like, we got to move, we got to do these things, we need to sell. Interest rates hopefully coming down in the coming months. But Rich, before we sign off, I want to ask about the CPI report that came out yesterday and what that means for some of all of this news.
Well, I think it emboldened the Fed, or at least gave them permission to go ahead and drop interest rates a little bit more.
Okay.
So I think maybe on the 18th we're going to see 25 basis points cut. It's probably already built in to our pricing today, the street price. But so that's good. So again, a slow, gradual reduction in Fed rate is a good thing, and we'll see. We'll see, because there's a lot of job reports coming out over the next. We're gonna see report after report after report for 2024 when we get into 25. So again, what the Fed is looking at is basically old data. They're looking back, and just look at the markets right now. Things are looking. It's a little wobbly right now just because of all the tariff talk and some of the immigration talk. People are wondering about their investments in the United States, and that's why you're seeing the yields rising even today on the 10-year Treasury, and that's to entice more investors to come in and buy more Treasuries with a higher yield. So I don't know, Michael, but I'm excited to get into a new year, and I'm excited because our company's growing. We've been recruiting, we've been out looking at shaking hands and learning different loan officers and how they operate. And Network Funding seems to be a great home for many, many high-end loan officers that really know how to push out a bunch of business and need a great partner that gives them the flexibility, gives them the tools, gives them a great price, gives them the great service. And Network Funding is that company. So that's what I'm out there doing right now, Michael. I'm not really worried about interest rates because that's not something we can control. What I'm focused on at Network Funding is making sure that we're offering a great home for the best loan officers in our industry, and that's what we continue to do.
Yep, and great loan officers providing great service for our great borrowers. So, Rich, I couldn't have said that better. If you're interested out there in knowing more about the best network in mortgages, click the Grow link below. We'll get you all the information you need to know. Rich, any final words on kind of this trend for younger people who seem to have just bought their homes that are already selling and maybe moving up and hopefully, pushing some momentum into the market?
Man, our younger generations, if you total them up, it's more people than many countries have. Period, total population. So we're talking about a housing industry that really we need to buckle down. We need to figure out how we're going to accommodate all these buyers. But there's a lot of pent up demand that will come, maybe a little slightly lower interest rate, a little more inventory, and all of them are going to come out to buy. So I'm excited. Even in this downturn, I've been excited because we have so many young homeowners or possible home buyers that are just on the sidelines waiting.
Love it. Well, Rich, thanks so much for bringing us back to the show and making sure we're staying informed and on top of things. Looking forward to talking to you some more next week before the Christmas break, and I'm sure we'll be taking some time off. But appreciate all you guys out there for watching, listening, wherever you are. We'll see you next time on Today in Mortgages. Today in Mortgages is produced by Network Funding LP, which is an equal housing lender, NMLS 2297. The content of this program is meant to be a commentary on mortgage and real estate news, and any discussion of rates and or products should not be taken as an individual mortgage or home buying advice or pricing estimates. And any commentary on this show should not be considered a promise to make a loan. All applicants for a loan must qualify, and you should consult a professional regarding your individual loan scenarios for your financial situation. Visit our website at nflp.com/licenses for all state licensing and other legal information.